Hi guys, welcome to Binary Programming. Today in this video we will see the another set of data view functions. So let's start. Here I have my project created. Let me just create a very simple flows. First we have this HTTP listener to trigger our application, and I'll keep all the default configuration here. This one test, and the next we will have the data view component. Okay, we'll do the configuration in that later. And after this one we will have the logger. We'll have the logger here, and anyhow we need one more flow, so I'll keep this one down, and in this one I'll keep logger, and then set payload. Okay, in this payload I'll print in DW flow 1. Okay, this is my payload I'm setting here. In this one we will put the function. Okay, so here the first function we have is the lookup function. So in the certification video also I have explained the lookup function, but in this video we will see lookup function in detail. Okay, so lookup function is required whenever we have a need to call other flow from a data view. Okay, so at that time we need a lookup function. So how flow reference works, like if you want to make a call to other flow from a flow, so how you use flow reference, same way only this lookup function works. So here we will have lookup. Okay, this function lookup, and this lookup function it accept two parameter. So here we will pass first flow name which you want to call. So for us flow name is this one, so I'll give the same name only, DW flow 1, and the second parameter is the payload. Okay, so here payload, either you can pass it from the variable or the directly from payload, or you can hard code the value, it's up to you. Okay, so as per your requirement you can set the value. So here for now I'm just setting in DW flow, this is my payload I want to send to this flow. Okay, so with this we are done. So you can see how simple this lookup function is. We just need to pass the flow name and the payload. With that we will be able to call the other flow. Okay, so now let me just save it and deploy it. Okay, so as this got deployed, let me just try to hit this one. Okay, so why we are getting this response, because in the data we are having a Java, so for that reason it is returning the hash map. Okay, so let me just change this to JSON. So in Postman we will get the readable format data. Let me just save it again and deploy it. As this got deployed, we can hit it again, and here we can see now we got the data in DW flow 1, and this is the same payload what we have setting here. Okay, so this is the same payload it has returned, and here if you'll see we are not passing any flow reference or anything, but from this data view lookup function we made a call to this DW flow 1, and this payload has returned to this DW, and it has set the value whatever is written from this one to this key. Okay, so for this key value would be whatever it will set, it will return from this flow. Okay, so for that reason here we are getting lookup and in DW flow 1. Okay, so this is the lookup function. Now lookup function works only with the private flow and the normal flow. So if you'll try to call a flow like subflow from the lookup function, then it will throw error. Okay, so make sure whenever you are making a call to other flow from a data view, it always private flow or a normal flow, not a subflow. Okay, now the next function we have is the P function. P function is required whenever we have a need to call or to read a property file. Okay, so if you have defined some property in the property file, and that property you want to read inside a data view, so how we can read that? So for that reason we have a P function. So let me just create a very simple property file here. I'll just pass one value there. div, and in that I'll give name, John. Okay, now here let me point our configuration property to that property whatever we have created here, div.properties. Okay, now here in this DW we'll put p, and the function name is also just p, small p. Okay, and here you can give the property name inside double quotes or single quotes, and my property name is name only. Here if you'll see, the property name is name only. Okay, so I just passed a name, and let's see here in the response if we will get name value whatever we have defined inside this div.property, it will return or not. So let me just save it and stop it and redeploy. Okay, now as our application got deployed, let me hit it again. So this time we can see we got lookup and p with the value whatever we have defined in the property file. Okay, so whenever you have a need to read the property in the data view, you can always use the p function. Okay, now the next function we have is the diff. So here I can give diff, and for two objects if you want to see the differences, like if two objects are matching or not, or the values are same or not, you can check using this diff. So this diff function will not return just true or false, it also returns the what is the differences between two matches. So it is like if you are having two objects like now if I will try to see if these two are same or not, so what we will get in the response. So here diff obj1 and obj2, and this diff is, it is not able to identify what is this diff, so we have to import the package of this diff. Okay, so here we can see we got the response in the preview. So here we can see in the matches it is returning false because obviously this a and b, these two are not same, even though if I'll keep the value same for b also, in that case also it will return false only. Okay, now because it matches the key and value, like complete object end to end it should match, then only it will return true. Okay, so here if you'll see expected entry root a with the type string, and actual was not present in the object path root a. Okay, so here if you'll see it is expecting a in this one also, because it is trying to match this string with this one, and it is not able to get that. So for that reason it is returning what is expected, and what is actual it is returning, what is actual it is getting. Okay, so this is a difference, it returns true or false, and also the differences. Now here if I'll change this b to a, then here we can see it has written true, and the difference is nothing because both objects are same and there is a no difference. Okay, now even if I'll change the value, if I'll keep same key but value is different, in that case also it is returning false with the differences. Okay, now here in place of this JSON, if I have XML, and here if I'll try to pass incorrect namespace, like in like different namespace, in that case also it will return false. So it means it check for the each attributes and values. If you want to see what is the current date and time, server date and time, then what function we can use or how we can achieve that in data view. So there is a function called a now function. So let me show you how this now function works. So here if you'll see we got the value, let me just comment this one also, and here if you'll see we got the value now current server value. Okay, so here this is a date, this is a time and millisecond. Now this now function also provides some different sub functions like nanosecond. If you want to get the nanosecond, you can just do now dot nanosecond, it will return that. Now in place of nanosecond, if you need millisecond, that also you can do. Okay, so it will return the value, or second, minute, hour, day, month, year. So there are so many functions are available. Whatever you want to see or use, you can check out this. Okay, so this now function is also very much required in most of the cases. So we should be aware how we can get that. Now next function we have is log function. So log function is just to log something on console from a data view. So if you want to debug, sometimes we have a difficulty to understand where exactly it is failing in the data view. So here if I'll just do log, and if I'll try to print something in DW log. Okay, so let's see, it got printed here, but if I'll try to deploy this and print, see if this will print in the console or not. Okay, as application got deployed, let me just send. Okay, so here if you will see, we got this lookup, p function, difference function now, and the log. And here if you'll see, we got one logger printed in DW log. Okay, so this is the same logger which we have printed inside a DW. Okay, so we can see it is coming on the console also, as well as in the response. Okay, so with this I am done. We'll see you in next video. Thank you.